and welcome to the Game Collection podcast. We're here in person together. We've done it, Jack. We've done it.
Look, I can touch you, man. This is fire. This is real.
It's real.
Yeah. See, we are colleagues. We are real. We are real people.
We are real. We do exist in the flesh. How you doing, Jack?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm all the better for seeing you in person.
And not with my terrible French internet connection.
Aha! Yes, we are shooting this on high-end devices.
Look at it. Look at it stuff. It's yes.
Not the most high-end room, but high-end devices.
That's
yeah,
you.
no lag here. All, in many ways, kind of the embodiment of in physical form media.
I see what you did there. I saw it and I liked it.
Right. So yeah, thank you so much to everyone who sent in questions. We figured best way of kind of doing it this week was to do a little bit of a get to know us kind of podcast. So thank you to everyone who sent in questions. As usual, though,
yes.
And a couple of you were very, very excited for this to be in person. I have prepared a little jingle.
Oh.
a little disclaimer, and this time it's set to probably the most famous song from a band that you and I both love.
Okay.
That is
I'm very excited.
James Consumes the Earth, or Jimmy Eat World, as you might know. So, without further ado, so you're looking for a game. A little something just to fill the time. Escape away. Well, we got you. With free delivery too. And reward points on the stuff you buy. So here's your cue. Can shop at TGC, where you get rewarded for your loyalty. Don't give all your hard-earned cash to Mike Ashley. Don't give Jeffy B and Amazon money. Then join us for a chat every Friday. Come hang out with Jack and Matt. Sharing gaming takes and fielding comments back. Always just our own thoughts, so please don't be mad. Be mad. There you go.
I know I always say that they're really good, and I mean it, but that spoke to me on multiple levels.
Thank you very much, man. Yeah.
No, that was amazing.
I thought, yeah, why give your money to corporate leviathans and multi-millionaires, if not billionaires, when you could give them to your mates from Wales? And
the Mike Ashley and Bezos slander as well was just fire. Like, I thought that was a particularly good section.
Got to punch up, man. Got to punch up. When you're a scrappy underdog.
You swung for the fence, man.
That's it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yes, please don't be mad. In fact, actually, we have a question today from someone who works for one of our publishing partners. So publishers do listen to this podcast.
Yes, they do. We're sorry.
Always our own thoughts and opinions. It's never too deep.
Don't be mad.
And please don't be mad, as the song says. Let's kick this off. Dorky Swimmer, regular. Thank you so much, Dorky Swimmer, is coming with a blinder of a question to get to know us, which is, how did you first come across the Game Collection, and who/what inspired you to join the physical media army?
Well, so I have been here for 11 and a half years now. And I was actually between jobs. I'd lost my job and I was really struggling to find some work, and I was chatting away to some friends. One in particular had mentioned he actually worked here. I knew he worked for a gaming company, but I'd never really learned too much about it. We'd hang out and he's like, yeah, I work for I sell video games now. He was on the wholesale side of the business. So we just kind of talked about that. That was cool because we both love gaming, so we always used to talk about that. Well, anyway, he got wind that I was struggling to find work, and he mentioned that there was a position that had come up with TGC on the retail side of things in the CS role. He said, get your CV across to me, I'll get it in, and then who knows. So I did that, got a call, got an interview, smashed the interview.
Nice.
Our boss here will tell you, I think one of the questions was he made me write a movie review. I'm sure I did Jaws or something like that, and just kind of typed it up in front of him. And yeah, I got the job, which was cool. And I've never looked back. Yeah, so that was how I entered the TGC fray. But the company
all those moons ago.
the company it was then, compared to what it is today, it's just worlds apart, man. Obviously, in a positive way. We are what we are today. It's incredible. Yeah, the transformation this place has gone through. Well, for example, we're in the Cardiff office here.
We are.
Obviously, this was but a dream back then. We still of course have our Swansea office. But
The warehouse is based there.
Yes, absolutely. But to see this place, to see where we get to go, our attendance at Gamescom. Obviously, we've done Summer Game Fest in the past in LA. Yeah, it's been an incredible journey. But yeah, so that's my relationship with TGC. I'm feeling somewhat of a veteran here now.
You are.
But I wouldn't change it for the world. It's been immense. How about you?
Nice. Interestingly, I first encountered TGC before you even arrived at TGC.
Well,
We're going back about 15 years or so, because TGC's been running for 20 years. And I remember being out at Gamescom and chatting to Giles, who's our head of e-commerce and has been with the company for nearly 2 decades.
I think pretty much since it started. Yeah.
He is Mr. Games Collection. Mr.
Games Collection.
He's Mr. TGC basically.
Mr. Games Collection.
Mr. Game.
Where's the S?
Oh yeah. But he I met him out at Gamescom because at the time I was heading up Hoyko Deals' games blog. And we were covering games deals from a whole bunch of retailers. Games was still a thing.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a couple of those guys here here at TGC. But yeah, like we just got into a conversation. Anyway, so yeah, I kind of we were working kind of slightly with TGC back all the way back then. Fast forward 15 years or so, and I find myself working at PlayOn, back then Koch Media, which is where I ran into you.
Yes.
So we did a number of retail events where we'd present our marketing plans. In fact, we were just at one the other day.
We were indeed.
With PlayOn. Well, in my role, I'd present marketing plans or help present marketing plans to a bunch of retailers, TGC included. Jack was obviously already doing loads of social activity, which was really, really cool. So that's how I first encountered you.
Indeed.
And then a couple of years after that, I was at Phoenix Labs, developer, massive wave of redundancies, sadly. So I found myself out of a job. Did the old, this horrible thing has happened on LinkedIn.
Yeah, LinkedIn.
And who should reach out to me but one Giles Davis, casting his mind back all those years. I go, all that content stuff that you used to do way back when? Do you fancy doing it for us? And yeah, like that's been the case for the last sort of 18 months. So I came on board. Obviously, great to finally actually kind of work with Jack, and yeah,
and vice versa.
It's been a really, really fun year and a half.
It was quite funny because there had been numerous conversations over the years. Obviously, we would attend PlayOn events and so on, and the way in which you would present. This is not some sort of glazing session, but there were numerous conversations either with myself and Giles or with other colleagues where it was like, Matt would be so good to have on board here at the Game Collection. The way that he yeah, well, no, but it's the truth. So the fact that it now happens and we get to do what we do is it's been everything I kind of expected it to be. You've added the spice.
I think what's nice is our philosophies on building community and the importance of building community are very, very similar.
Yep.
So I think, and the importance as well of being proactive and being responsive on social media, the importance of social media to a company and how social is supposed to be fun. I think it was a massive, massive, massive attraction, for me to sort of come on board. Not just because I really, really, really needed a job at the time as well. But,
they go hand in hand.
But it helps, right?
Yeah,
it helps. But I think it's a testament. Again, not here to have a glazing session, but it's a testament to the work you've done over the last decade and the community that you've built up as well. And to be able to come into that and be like, this is so exciting, because there's always more. The internet never sleeps. There's like it's how long is a piece of string. There's always more that you can kind of do in any role.
Yeah.
So just having another pair of hands and having someone working with someone that thinks kind of the way you do about social and about marketing, about games, and why we love games, and especially why we love physical games. It's really awesome.
Thank you, man.
It's good to work with you.
It's honestly, turn the camera off. Turn the camera off. Turn the camera off.
So yes, thank you, Dorky Swimmer, for that question. We've got another question here from Sonic Rich, and we kind of answered this in the past in a way. So he's asked, what was the game that made you both get into gaming? I know, you've talked about Super Metroid.
Yeah.
I've talked about Link's Awakening. But what other games, were there at the beginning of your gaming journey?
So I think I probably mentioned this slightly in the past, but Super Mario Land and Super Mario Land 2, 6 gold coins on Game Boy. I used to watch my dad play Super Mario Land, and obviously, and I would have a go as well. But when I got my own Game Boy, to have Super Mario Land and Super Mario Land 2, the amount of time that I spent on those games, so simple, right? But Super Mario Land 2, the way you could just kind of go about it in any order, for this tiny mind was just boom. You mean what? I can just go and get like there was I can't remember the name of the zone, the turtle zone, maybe be the turtle zone. You can go and get that out of the way first, because I hate underwater levels in video games. So you get that done first.
They're cursed.
You get it out of the way. Nobody likes underwater levels in video. Well, you might do, but I don't. So yeah, we get that out of the way, but it's now I can just enjoy the rest of the game, man. So yeah, and I know I've said it before, but one of my own personal achievements is that I was obviously much later in life. I was an adult at the time, but I did complete the 2 games back to back without dying, and I felt that was an incredible achievement.
That's awesome.
I could have been job hunting or something, but it does seem that I deem that to be far more appropriate use of time. But I get to say that now on a gaming podcast. So hey, yeah, who's to say there was no time wasted there?
No.
But yeah, I think the Game Boy was a really, really important part of my childhood when it came to gaming. It changed it for me. I mean, obviously you talk about Pokemon and everything else that came after that too, and not just the Game Boy, the Game Boy Advance, the Game Boy Color. Insane memories of that childhood. So I would say Super Mario Land as a game that, because it was obviously the first one and where I got the first taste, but Super Mario Land 2, 6 gold coins for me is probably top 5 Mario games ever for me.
Wonderful games. And you're absolutely right. The Game Boy, it's just, it was my first game console. It was my first game console as well. Blah. And yeah, the roster of games for it was just phenomenal. I have the I just bought the Lego replica. I'm looking forward to building that because needed that little monument to my childhood.
Oh yeah,
it's a special piece of kit. So, and yeah, I've talked in the past about Link's Awakening, but for my answer this time round, because Game Boy, I didn't get a home console until much later on. My dad worked. He sort of abandoned a career in engineering because he was fascinated by computers and ended up working in IT.
Okay.
In the 90s, and I remember our first PC, that sort of off-white. It's like a Gateway 2000, and obviously I couldn't just play on it all the time. But every so often, I'd be able to get on it for 20 minutes or something. And I remember I absolutely adored playing Heroes of Might and Magic 2 in particular, and then 3, which I think everyone agrees is the GOAT. It's awesome. I love that there's a new one coming out, by the way. The demo is out. It was playing really well. I love it. But yeah, Heroes of Might and Magic 2, it was just awesome. I knew all the cheat codes. I think I still know the cheat code that allows you to spawn black dragons. That was one. And then Command and Conquer, cannon fodder initially, and then Command and Conquer. I just fell in love with these really awesome real-time strategy games.
It's where it began for you.
It was so good. Yeah. It's so Command and cannon fodder initially, trying to keep your little guys alive so they rank up.
Okay,
was always killer. And then you end up at the end with the poppy field and the names of all the units that have perished, and you're just
that's fire.
there's,
hat off job, and it's like, yeah.
there's a question later on about games that moved us, and like, yeah, that was quite stirring for the time. But
I mean, how old were you at the time?
Under 10.
Yes,
So,
I mean,
like,
that's a lot for a 10-year-old to deal with.
it's a lot for a 7, 8-year-old to be sort of getting on with. But yeah, man, like I love those games. So yes, thank you very much, Sonic Rich, for that question.
Thank you, Sonic Rich.
Endless Odyssey has asked a few questions. One of which was, what game have you spent the most on? And I think we could unpack this in terms of what game have you spent the most money on?
Yep.
Also potentially time as well.
If you do money, I'll do time. How about that?
Yeah, because I'm more of a collector, I suppose, in terms of...
Let's do that.
So I think one of the bad things about being a collector now is that, obviously, I got rid of a bunch of my games when I was growing up because I sold my N64 games to get GameCube games.
Yeah.
And I sold GameCube games to get Wii games and PlayStation games and so on and so forth. So you don't realise, or we didn't realise, I didn't realise what we had at the time, didn't realise that some of these things would be worth loads later on. Also, RIP my original Pokemon card collection, because who knew?
Devastating, that's devastating.
Absolutely devastating. But I think... Ow. So I'm currently rebuilding my old GameCube collection.
Okay.
And obviously now I actually can go beyond the games that I had at the time. One of the games that I recently picked up was Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, which is quite rare and is worth a couple.
It's an investment, man.
Yeah, it's a couple £100.
Okay. How much exactly?
It's about 230, 240, 250, something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So what did you pay?
Actually, I got a bit of a steal. So I only paid about 60% of that. So
no, just give the number though.
About 160.
Here we go.
Yeah.
We're all friends, yeah?
160. To be fair, I am eyeing up almost double that because I'm really tempted by that 007 First Light.
The Legacy Edition.
The Legacy Edition with the Golden Gun. But a few of you have asked, and we need to find out the answer to this question as well. Is it metal?
It's gotta be.
For the price that it is, I think it must be.
We hope and pray that it is. It surely is.
But yeah, that edition is so gorgeous.
Yeah, glorious.
It looks phenomenal. So that may become the biggest thing, the most expensive thing that I...
6 bullets to your 1. I only need 1, Mr. Bond.
I only need 1, Mr. Bond. Chris Lee,
R.I.P.
you legend.
Yeah.
You legend. So yeah.
Truly iconic.
That's not the most expensive gaming thing that I've ever bought.
Which is?
I will save that for a... No,
I think we should unpack...
I'm going to say that for a future video. I'm going to say because I want to show that off.
This might be one that Matt's wife does not know about.
She does know about it.
Okay.
I absolutely got permission before I did it.
Sorry, Ali, if you're watching this.
I think. She definitely knows about it now.
Okay.
And I recognise that those are 2 different things.
Indeed.
But yeah. I think there are a couple of GameCube games. There are 1 or 2 I've got in my sights as well. Fire Emblem is quite rare. The Pokemon Colosseum that comes with Pokemon Box is super rare. And I've got that in my sights.
God, I remember... That's brought back some memories. I remember when my mum got married. For I think what was I? I was an usher, and for the day they bought me Pokemon Stadium.
Yes.
On N64, and I remember it coming out. Like my stepdad got up and when he said it in the speech, and then he pulled it out from behind the curtain, and I was just like, unreal. And I remember we were going on holiday the next day. They were going on honeymoon and I was going away with my grandparents. I was only, I don't know how old I was. And I remember being like I went from being excited for holiday to utterly devastated that I wasn't going to be able to play Pokemon Colosseum. I was like, can I play it before we go? I don't have time. I'm going to wait a week to play Pokemon Colosseum, Pokemon Stadium. The instant world of being a child, right? It's just like no, not now.
That was such a goated moment as well, because obviously we played Pokemon in 2D on Game Boy.
Yep.
And then suddenly it's like we're watching the cartoon, but then suddenly it's realised in beautiful 3D.
Yeah.
With Stadium on the N64, and you're just like
incredible.
That's my Blastoise.
Yeah.
incredible.
The best of times.
The best of times.
Yeah.
So yeah, what were the games that you've spent the most time on?
So I had numerous mentions on this pod, but probably Lilac Wars when I was a kid. It crosses over to adulthood though, because I spent a ton of time on Lilac Wars. It was a bit like comfort food, kind of like one of those games that you play just like without having to like focus too much. It was just, yeah.
Because it's not that long.
No, true. But obviously multiple routes you can take, which obviously are more challenging. But then obviously I picked it up on 3DS and had Star Fox 64, which I would play like, I don't know, like once a month at least. Just go to jump on, like have it in the bedside drawer. And like, right, do you know what? I'm feeling a Star Fox 64 playthrough, and then get it out of the way. It was like this itch that needed to be scratched. Up until
shout out by the way to handhelds in the bedside drawer, which is a thing, I feel a thing of the past because they're so big now, and we've talked about this before. The risk of like falling half asleep and dropping like a Steam Deck on your face is very real.
I mean, yeah.
And doing damage.
Yeah. A relaxing hour before bed turns up with a broken nose. Yeah, wow. It's a lot of weight. I'd probably say that based off how, like, over the years, the time I've spent as an adult as well, just like dipping in and out. So from time spent, Lilac Wars / Star Fox 64. Although, I mean, a special mention as well to obviously that game I've never talked about ever, Super Metroid. Another one that just absolutely like adored playing over and over. And even when like the SNES Mini came out, it was just like another reason to play. It's
a beautiful bit of kit.
Yeah, a fantastic release. But yeah, that was what came to mind when I thought about the time I've spent in games, just based on the translation of into adulthood and like how kind of often I would just scratch that itch with a playthrough.
Yeah.
I mean, also Time Splitters 2 of late. I know I've mentioned that previously, but just like kind of hopping on and just playing like Siberia and Notre Dame, just like before bed sometimes, just to like almost just like, I feel better now, and then go to sleep. Like, yeah, obviously when they hit PS Plus on the Classics catalogue, that was just like vibes. So yeah, there's a few for me. But my official answer, I think, would be Lilac Wars.
Lilac Wars, okay. I think from a time perspective for me, it's going to be one of the big RPGs. It's probably Knights of the Old Republic because I return to it every couple of years. But I bought Skyrim 5 or 6 times. And I've spent hundreds of hours in that thing. It's not even my favourite Elder Scrolls game. It's Morrowind. But like, and I've spent lots of time in Morrowind as well. But yeah, I think back when I do more console gaming these days, but back when I was properly PC gaming, Skyrim with like endless mods, just very, 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 very cool. So yeah, thank you, Endless Odyssey.
Thank you.
Peds7 has asked a question that I think we've answered once or twice as well, but like it's always good to surface these, which is what's your most underrated game? And I think, we've talked in the past about a couple of titles, but it's always good, I think, to sort of shine a light on things that you feel have gone under the radar a little bit. So are there any games you'd like, any underrated games you'd like to give some love to?
I mean, I think I've brought it up briefly on another pod in the past, but I don't think Mission Impossible on N64 gets enough love. We talk about like great games on the N64. Don't get me wrong, it's clunky, of course it is, but nearly every game, if not every game now on the 64 is clunky. Do you know what I mean? That was the era. But even taking off those nostalgic sunglasses of mine, I just felt, I even had a little look before we were recording this on YouTube and just watched a bit back, and I was like, even like the changing of outfits and the sneaking around, and just like this game walked so Agent 47 could run. I just my uncle had it on the N64, and every now and then obviously like he'd lend me one of his games to take home, and I played a lot of Mission Impossible on the 64. And again, I think it's just because I speak so often to the community on our channels, and on the occasion that an N64 question or something engaging comes up around discussions from the N64, it's just rarely mentioned. It's not one you see. Obviously, you get your Golden Eyes, your Banjo-Kazooie, etc. But yeah, there's very little love for Mission Impossible on the 64, and I feel I just wanted to give it a moment.
Give it a lovely little moment.
That one's for you, Ethan.
It was a great game. I had it. I loved it. And you're right. Like it walked so old Baldy Locks could run.
Wow.
He's our favourite murderous Baldy.
Yes.
But yeah, like what a game! What a game! There are so many on the N64 as well. Like I think like Blast Core, Body Harvest, underrated. It's basically like it's
Never played
you
that.
versus a bunch of space bugs. It's very Starship Troopers in the best kind of possible way. It's like pulpy awesomeness. Rare. What's that? Rare's third person kind of sci-fi shoot. Jet Force Gemini? Jet Set Gemini? One of them.
Okay.
Awesome. Really, really, really awesome. But yeah, lots of stuff on the N64 that was just Extreme G. I loved Extreme G.
Extreme G.
Little kind of Wipeout style-y kind of futuristic motorcycle racer. Wicked. You went upside down. It was brilliant.
I mean that is of course non-negotiable in a game of that magnitude. Yeah.
There's a reason. There's a reason that Mario Kart 8 has done so well over the last 10 years.
You can go upside down. Yeah, there it is.
Grav tracks, exactly. But I think for me, underrated game. I don't know if I've talked about this one before. Spec Ops: The Line. When people talk about Nolan North, right, and they talk about his great video game performances, everyone defaults to Nathan Drake, obviously, right? Because Nathan Drake, iconic character, iconic performance, brilliant. But Nolan North's best video game performance is in Spec Ops: The Line, where he plays this military commander, basically sent behind enemy lines into like post-catastrophe Dubai to find out what went wrong with a former team that got sent there previously. And it's basically Heart of Darkness in a video game, and you just watch him slowly descend into madness, and the twist towards the end is phenomenal, and his performance is phenomenal, and it's quite a 7 out of 10 shooter, like third person shooter mechanically, where the story is phenomenal and his performance is phenomenal and it's great.
I was going to say, the way you built that up and you were like, and it's like a 7 out of 10. I'm like, wow, that contradicts, like, that just goes against the tone you've just delivered on this section.
Do you know what I mean, though? It's a game...
slowly descends into madness, and it's like a 7 out of 10 game. And it's like...
mechanically, it's a 7 out of 10 game.
Oh, you pulled it back at the end, yeah.
But it's elevated massively by the story and the narrative, and this performance is just...
You really saved it at the end.
It's so good. It's so good. I think that's definitely a question down the line. It's just like, what's a mid game that's saved by like one aspect of it, like in some degree. But like
that's
one for another podcast.
Food for thought.
But yeah, Spec Ops: The Line for me. So thanks, Peb7. I love this question. So this is coming from Kellyanne over on Facebook, who said, "What was the first game that hit you in the feels and made you choke up?" And I am not afraid to admit on this podcast, there are several games over the years that have genuinely just turn me into a sobbing, bawling wreck.
One of those Telltale's The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Again, I've not played that, but
end of season 1.
Numerous people have mentioned that over the years about how emotional that is. So for me, I had to really think about this, and look, there's probably a game before this that did this to me, but there was a couple. We talked about Max Payne last week. Just the overall emotion of that game is a bit heavy in places. But for me, when you're John Marston and you open that barn in Red Dead Redemption on the 360, and just the idea that because you're so connected to the character at that point, I mean, like Red Dead Redemption, like it's just an epic game, and I think just the idea that like you see how many men are there, and it's just like, oh no, I'm dead, you.
Yeah,
I'm dead. Like there's no getting out of this, and that overwhelming feeling of like just defeat is horrible in that moment. So there's probably something else which is probably choked me up more, but for the purpose of like talking about what comes to mind, that barn scene like still stays with me now. Like I remember how I felt. Like if I think about it now, like I remember like that sucked. Like, there's this feeling in my stomach talking about it, and it's horrible, utterly horrible. Not like not overly gory or anything at all like that. Just I think you talk about the connections you have to characters in TV shows or in movies, or I mean Ellie in The Last of Us. Like the reason why Part 2 was so divisive was because of the way in which it flipped it completely on its head. And like even like that bit like towards the end of the game when you're Abby and you're like hunting Ellie down and like you're trying to like find like I don't want to hunt Ellie. Like, why are you making me punch Ellie in the face? Like, I hate this. Like, so I think not enough can be said sometimes for the connection you feel with video game characters, and I think that obviously is contingent on how well a story is told, and how well it's delivered to you as the player, that you feel emotionally connected. And that was why, I think John Marston's death, when I'm just like opening that bar and I'm like, oh, there's like 50 men here to kill me. Like, there's not enough bullets in my gun. Why? This is so over. So yeah, there's probably something which has made me like cry, and no doubt that, hopefully in time to come when this question is asked again or in some capacity, I'll be able to like recall something different. Perhaps I've like trauma blocked it out.
Maybe.
But that's mine for sure. How about you? Go on.
I think
lay down your multiple cry fests.
I think just to touch on, well, I cried at the end of both The Last of Us 1 and 2.
Okay.
I think what so many people forget, and like people criticize The Last of Us and Naughty Dog sometimes and say, oh, why don't you just go make movies? And their games are very cinematic and they're quite linear. But the entire point is direct control, right? Like the entire point towards the end of The Last of Us 2 is that sense of, you're making me do something I don't really want to do. Or, through the character's actions, and your direct control, you're complicit somehow, right?
Yeah.
And that's, I just think that's why I often find games more affecting than films, because you as the player, whether it's given you kind of agency in terms of choices within the story or not, like The Walking Dead does, or whether it's simply just exploiting the direct control nature of what a video game is. I just think that connection can be so incredibly powerful in a way that movies can deliver and other forms of narrative can deliver, but in a way that games is unique to games and special to games, and one of the reasons why games are so special in the first place. I bawled my eyes out at the end of season 1, Walking Dead. That was just it was one of the most beautiful. It's just heartbreaking. It's a masterpiece.
Yeah,
I miss Telltale immensely. I'm gonna give a shout out to Journey. So Journey,
Don't Stop Believing.
Exactly. But that game company. So Journey is a game that you can finish in like 2 hours, basically, and I get really, really affected by music. So I cried at Gladiator.
I think we all cried at Gladiator.
Because you've got the best soundtrack, like
Hans Zimmer,
and he ripped himself off. I'm so fed up when people go, "Oh, that's the Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack." No, he did it in Gladiator first. I don't know why this is important to me, but it is. Anyway,
I didn't get that vibe that it was important to you at all.
So you got this Hans Zimmer soundtrack, and it's just Russell Crowe's been incredible, and Connie Nielsen he was a soldier of Rome.
Honor him. Yeah, that line finishes
and
me.
And it's just like Lucius. There's like he's just super sad. He's just like this is amazing.
It's traumatic.
So where was I going with that? Music. Music is greatly affecting me.
Yeah.
And Journey is it's just this emotional arc of visual aesthetics and gameplay design and this wonderfully moving soundtrack by Austin Wintory. And yeah, at the end, it was just a beautiful, beautiful gaming moment that kind of moved me to tears. It wasn't especially sad. I was just overcome with emotion. It's difficult to explain to people exactly what Journey is. And one day maybe I'll dig out I gave it 10 out of 10 back when I was writing for the blog. And again, it's difficult to sort of explain to someone who hasn't played it what Journey is. But there's just a 2-hour long emotional ride that I played solidly through from start to finish. My fight night was out. And so I knew I wasn't going to be interrupting. It was one of the most beautiful gaming experiences I've ever had.
I've never heard of it, so that's one to check out for sure.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. I don't know if it ever got a physical release, but it's phenomenal, and you should play it. Speaking of things that people should play, Neil Genres, not sure if that's his real name or not, but let's go with it, from Facebook, has asked, What is the greatest video game trilogy?
I mean, it's tough. Again, look, everyone knows my allegiance to Resi. I just think like Resi 1, 2, and 3 is like a generational run, like of just goodness.
That's true, but I think 4's better.
The 4 remake.
I mean, they're all great.
Yeah, the 4 remake was easily my game of the year for, was it last year it launched? 2024? Anyway, but yeah, in terms of trilogies, I know it's effectively, I wonder if the question is a way in like, does it only need to be a 3-game run, in which case Resi doesn't count, and I would need more time.
No, I think that counts as a consecutive run of games. Absolutely counts.
I think as a consecutive run of games, Resi 1, 2, and 3 will take some beating, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason that like, and not just that, it's look what they've spawned like today. You look at like the Resi 2 remake was just superb. 3, unfortunately, the remake of course was too short, and it cut some really some.
There were some interesting choices.
Yeah, I mean, interesting is a word. I don't think it was interesting. I think it was poor choices, which was a real shame. I still enjoyed it. Like I still had a great time.
Still played all the way through it.
But it felt like it could have been DLC a little bit. And so that I think feeling how good 2 was, and then getting 3 like that. I will say 4 of course came along and all is forgiven. But for me, if I was going to pick, I think off the top of my head, a trilogy that deserves all of the flowers, it's Resi 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah,
how about you?
I think that's fair. I mean it's interesting talking about kind of if is it a finite trilogy or is it 3 consecutive games in a series? Because I think one of my picks for this would be kind of both, which is Ezio's trilogy in Assassin's Creed.
Cool.
Right? Like Assassin's Creed 1, I love. Some interesting ideas. Moment in time. Introduced a whole free running traversal in an open world game in a way that nothing else had done. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Genuinely mind blowing at the time. But 2 took a 7 out of 10 game with interesting ideas and made it like a 9.5. And then Brotherhood was like a 10 out of 10 game. Honestly, it's almost perfection. Revelations, probably like 8.5, but genuinely Ezio's trilogy is just, it's a story told over 3 games and it's awesome. I'm gonna go with Mass Effect though.
I'm amazed you didn't go Halo. I'm amazed.
No, because I don't like Halo 2 that much.
Okay.
And I think you could take all of the best levels from like 1, 2, and 3 and kind of pull them down into like 2 games. But I do love the Halo trilogy. But no, it's Mass Effect. It's BioWare at their best. They took everything from like the awesomeness of Knights of the Old Republic and then made this original story in a universe that's similar to ours but advanced and different and cool and wicked, and I love it. I love Mass Effect. I nearly went Batman. The Arkham trilogy is also incredible.
I thought you said I nearly went back, man, and I was like, back where? And then I realized, Batman. Okay. I
nearly went Batman because the Arkham trilogy is awesome, but no, for me it's Mass Effect. They are some of my favourite games of all time. The suicide mission in Mass Effect 2 is such a great mechanic. Like the way it makes you feel like you are saving the universe. The ending of 3 was controversial, but shout out to the final moments of Mord and Solus as another moment in gaming history that brought a tear to the eye. Wasn't sobbing uncontrollably like at the end of The Walking Dead season 1, but it was just like you beautiful bastard.
Bleep.
Godspeed.
Beep.
Godspeed. So yeah, I think Mass Effect is definitely the trilogy there for me that gets the most.
I have never played Mass Effect.
I mean,
I don't like RPGs.
You don't like RPGs?
I do not like RPGs.
I think the first one is more of an RPG And I love it for that, but mechanically it was a bit ropey. But EA did kind of fix that with the Legendary Edition. So like they brought it kind of more in line with 2 and 3, which was a bit more actiony.
Okay.
To make it less, so you didn't have to do as much inventory management.
Did you go back and play a game with Legendary? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I play Legendary Edition every couple of years now.
Okay.
Got a very nice steelbook as well.
Steelbook.
But I actually think I think some of the elements that you don't like about RPGs got toned down in kind of Mass Effect 2 and 3. So I don't know, you might like it. How do you feel about sci-fi?
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe one day give it a try.
I can't believe you had to ask me how do you feel about sci-fi.
Maybe.
If you don't know me by now. Cannot sing.
So yeah, Mass Effect there, which it kind of goes into the next question as well, which from Paul Willis, who asks, what's your favourite Xbox game series? And I love this question because, if you've watched any of the last couple of podcasts, you'll know that some completely unfounded accusations got levelled at us for being a bit biased against Microsoft. But if they just stopped firing people and making terrible business decisions, we wouldn't stop saying mean things. Anyway, Paul has asked, what's your favourite Xbox game series? I'm really glad you asked this, Paul. Because people forget that Mass Effect 1 was originally published by Microsoft. And it was goated. And it's because, actually, Microsoft had a great relationship with BioWare back in the day. Knights of the Old Republic was published by Microsoft as well. And if they bought BioWare, I don't know now, because keep running publishers into the ground.
Like this.
But one wonders what could have happened potentially.
What might have been?
Would the Doctors have stayed around? Would BioWare have continued going from strength to strength to strength? Who knows? Rather than just being sort of having the life crushed out of them in recent years by EA. So yeah, I don't think it's cheating necessarily to say Knights of the Old Republic and Mass Effect, but if it is, then yeah, it's Halo.
It took 45 minutes, I think. I mean, how long have we been recording? Maybe not 45, but we all knew Halo was getting mentioned at some point. Yes.
Go music. Well, in terms of epic soundtracks, I mean, Marty's gone off the deep end in terms of becoming like a right-wing conspiracy theorist, but his music is good.
Separate the art from the artist, my friend.
Separate the art. Yeah, you kind of have to these days with him.
Indeed. Me?
Yeah. Favorite Xbox series?
Easily Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2. Easily. I spent so much time on. In fact, you know what? Thinking back now about time spent, dimension like that was like. I'd love to know the amount of hours I spent on Left 4 Dead / Left 4 Dead 2. Again, just comfort food, man. Just comfort food. I mean, two's level design with the length of the levels and yet just the carnival and just. There was an achievement in Left 4 Dead 2 called Noam Chomsky, and you had to it was you had to get the gnome. It was like a little carnival game you found on the stall. You won the gnome, right? And then you had to carry the gnome to the end of the level and get extracted with the gnome, right? So every, obviously, you know what it's like at the end. The carnival's almost like in the middle of that level.
Yeah.
You have to go over some rooftops and everything before you get to the little theater where the helicopter comes to get you. So it's a struggle to even get to that point with the gnome because you got to keep dropping the gnome to kill everything that's trying to kill you, and then you get to and then it's like fend off the horde until your extraction arrives, and literally they're trying to keep your eye on a gnome whilst there's just things coming from every direction. Honestly, getting in that chopper with that gnome was a vibe, man. The relief, like gnome Chomsky, like
what a pun.
It was, yeah, but. I think Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2 were truly exceptional video games.
Brilliant games.
We spoke last week about like the trauma-inducing sound of the witch crying, and you just knew it was about to go down. If you didn't get her gone quick, you were in a world of hurt.
Yep.
for me, easily Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2. And just to kind of like kill that whole narrative, like I loved my Xbox 360. I loved it. It was perfection. It was perfection. It owned that generation.
100%.
Like,
and like the indie boom on that
it's incredible.
on that console as well was just absolutely phenomenal. Probably, apart from the Wavebird, one of the best controllers of all time.
Oh, it had so much going for it. God, I mean, even I just want to talk quickly about Rainbow Six Vegas as well. Like, the amount of time I spent on Rainbow Six, that's also in contention.
And Vegas 2.
Because I don't know if I ever played Vegas 2.
It's chef's kiss, mate.
But I love the terrorist hunt feature on Rainbow Six Vegas that you kind of unlocked at the end of the game, and you just go into maps and just like, and again, comfort food.
Yeah.
Just like chilling in the evening, jumping in, there's 50 terrorists on this map, let's go hunting. Like just the replayability. So yeah. But for me,
awesome.
By a country mile, it's Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah, Valve,
and I
can
would
you please start making games again?
I would kill for those to come. I'd love to be able to play them again. Obviously, are they available on Xbox? Probably are they on Game Pass or anything like that? I don't know.
I don't know.
But I would love, obviously, them to get a physical release, of course, a physical re-release, and to be able to play them again, because yeah, like I get the feeling that they'd be two games that haven't aged badly, because it you know, it was all just about the fun factor with that game. I really don't think I think a trick is being missed, unless there's something to do with licensing, or you know what it's like, something is stopping that from happening. I don't know what that would be, but yeah, I would. I think I mentioned it before. I would kill to see those two just get like a double pack re-release.
Yep.
My God, take
Valve,
take my money. Full RRP.
Have a word and make it happen.
Like full price game. I would pay that. No problem. No questions asked.
We need it back.
We do.
Half-Life 3 or Left 4 Dead 3 collectors? Let us know in the comments.
Left 4 Dead 3. There it is. Not Back 4 Blood. I never played Back 4 Blood, did you?
No.
Again, I just the reviews weren't great, and that was a real shame that it turned out to be the way that it did.
Yeah.
But there we go. Such is life.
Such is life. A couple of questions from from Will Dark Magic over on Twitter. Let's do this quickly. So, question one has to be, because I think this is based on yours and my kind of 10 games to get to know us. So, question for you. One has to be removed from history. Pokemon or Sonic? Which one?
Sonic. Sorry. I love him. Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 are like my favourite games. But culturally, in a way, it's a cultural moment. What Pokemon Red and then Pokemon Gold did for me, like as a gamer, was far more important, far more impactful on my life at the time I played it. You know, as a young kid, as a kid, like very impressionable and like kind of shaping what you enjoy in video games. I think it would be. I mean, I'll be honest. I've not played a Pokemon game in a long time, and Pokemon, what it is today, is just not my thing. Like, I mean, we played it at Gamescom, and you really enjoyed it, but it's just not for me. But from back in the day, it would be impossible for me to ignore the impact that Pokemon Red and Pokemon Gold had on me. And the Pokemon TV show, the Pokemon movie, the Pokemon cards, like everything weighed in to me. Everything weighs in there for me to suggest that I couldn't possibly choose Sonic over Pokemon, I'm afraid. So
yeah, I think I'd agree with that as well. Like, I think both personally, the same reasons that you've given there, and also just culturally, I might be doing Sonic a disservice here, but Pokemon is and remains probably the biggest global phenomenon that's not named Fortnite.
It's incredible.
But I don't know.
We spoke about this yesterday, funnily enough, with one of our other colleagues, and just how even now how the Pokemon card boom is so back, and it's just people are like queuing outside. I've got friends, you know, who are my age and older, who are like going
camping outside
Smith's Toys, and it's like, you know what, midnight game launches are a thing of the past, unfortunately, but like, dude, like the Pokemon hunt is very much on.
Yeah, people are putting tents up outside Smith's Toys.
Insane.
So, the second half of that question was one has to be removed from history, Mass Effect or Halo, which is kind of directed at me.
Yeah.
Sorry, Master Chief, but I'm keeping Mass Effect. I love it more. I do. I adore Halo 3, but
Genuinely shocked.
Mass Effect. Mass Effect. I literally, I don't think I could live without that series.
I respect that.
Stupid jellyfish.
Okay, very nice.
Endless Odyssey has asked, speaking of Halo, Endless Odyssey has also asked, what gaming franchise has disappointed you the most? You can't say Halo, man. So I'm not allowed to say 343 Industries ruining Halo.
So I've cheated a little bit because although I mean it's not a franchise, it's because it's across multiple like there's multiple arms of the franchise, I guess. But I've gone for like superhero games in general. Gotham Knights, Marvel's Avengers, disappointing.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, another one. Again, Rocksteady like kind of announcing that was going to be live service. God, that the hype died so fast. Like,
it's been sad to see Rocksteady's fall from grace. Really.
Yeah,
from that being just hit after hit to
choosing that route was pretty insane, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I've gone for that. Although I will say that you mentioned not so long ago to me that there are games out there in of that genre which really do deserve some love. One of those being Guardians of the Galaxy,
yes,
which I've not played. So yeah, I would very much like to maybe get to that at some point to try and see if I could change my view. But yeah, superhero games like that, like obviously like Gotham Knights and Marvel Avengers, two games that would tend to be very, very big and struggled.
Yeah, that's fair. I think for me, I've mentioned Assassin's Creed, and I just feel like there definitely came a point where Ubisoft just started, actually Ubisoft games in general, just started churning out content packages rather than games. And I think that pursuit of a massive live service environment that can just lock people in endlessly rather than creating amazing, wonderful, contained experiences, which I believe the Ezio trilogy is, has definitely devalued that series, Far Cry to an extent as well. I enjoyed. I talked about finishing Far Cry 6 earlier this year, and it's meat and potatoes. It's like it's solid. It's a well-made game. It's not going to win awards.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So like it didn't necessarily move me. So yeah, I think maybe Assassin's Creed. There's Saints Row is a franchise that's fallen on hard times, and R.I.P. Volition there. But I also think I was so excited for Starfield. I was so excited for a new Bethesda game, BGS game, and because one of my favorite things about Bethesda RPGs is you see a point, or like you look on the horizon and you see something, and you're like something of note, and you're like, there's going to be something cool there. And then the stories came out about procedural generation being a big part of the design of Starfield, and this universe being absolutely massive. But I'm like, what's the use in creating an absolutely massive universe if everything is if nothing is handcrafted?
Yeah.
And it removed some of that special feeling. You could see a thing on the horizon, you get there, and there might be some loot, but ultimately you had these sort of cookie cutter elements, and a feeling that, yeah, this isn't quite the handcrafted experiences that sort of I used to enjoy with the Elder Scrolls and things like Fallout 3. So yeah, I found Starfield to be quite disappointing in that sense.
It's funny because I actually had a little look. Obviously, we tried to like get some ideas around the pod and just kind of refresh my memories for some of these questions. It's always good to kind of have a little look online and just kind of see and recall certain games that you've touched upon or didn't get to. And a few people have mentioned that in similar vein, about like disappointing franchises, disappointing games, etc. And a few people have mentioned Starfield, funnily enough, online. I found in numerous forums and Redfall. And again, we're not hating on this is not Xbox slander. This is just Redfall. For me, I actually was like, oh, that looks great. Like, and then that launched, and that didn't look great.
No,
that did not look great at all.
It did not.
Although I will say, Coffee Jesus, he's one of our like most what's the word I'm looking for? Regular engagers, customers. Yeah, more coffee. The crash is coming. Sorry, Coffee Jesus. Sorry, Coffee Jesus. Amazing. He mentioned that Redfall actually did kind of turn it around a little bit, and it's actually worth some time now. So again, I would like to. I don't have an Xbox, but I would like to maybe give Redfall a go now. So yeah, I mean, this is the reality. Sadly, it's there are numerous games sometimes which drop, and they do not live up to the hype.
Yeah, and I think
that they've.
Or even the bar that like a previous installments in the series have set, right? Like Mass Effect Andromeda was quite disappointing because the Mass Effect trilogy was so good.
Okay.
But I think there are kind of more expansive MMO-esque elements to that game, and it didn't really work. The story wasn't quite as compelling. There were good bits to it, but it's not. It's no Mass Effect trilogy, so yeah. David Rush, who often comments, thank you very much for your question.
Thank you, David.
Has asked, have you ever fallen out with gaming? And if so, what's the game that brought you back in?
Okay, so this is actually a great question for me because yes is the answer. I definitely did fall out of love with gaming and a lot of other things in life, in truth. This is not as deep as it sounds. But basically, look, like cards on the table, just so people can get to know us, is a get to know us pod, right? So I'm actually in recovery. I have 11 years of sobriety now. And in truth, a big part of my life was lost and was certainly not spent on enjoying video games. It was very hairy for a while. And so, yeah, there was no kind of capacity or want or desire to play.
To be fair, this podcast is pretty hairy now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I mean, you make it look good. Like,
thanks, man.
Honestly, yeah. The hairy I'm talking about was not desirable in any way, shape or form. So yeah, basically my life took a really dodgy turn for a while, and it was not in a good way. And so video games didn't just take a back seat, they had no seat. So I actually got the job here at the Game Collection when I was, I think, about 6 months sober. Which is also kind of what makes my journey here kind of thing feel so, why I'm so connected to the place, was it gave me a chance when I was really struggling in life, and I am where I am today, and this place gave me something to focus upon. But the reason I mention that is because like I said, I did absolutely fall out of love with gaming. It was not in my life at all for a number of years, and of course getting a job at a video game company, you dip your toe back in, and I actually remember buying a Wii U not so long after I arrived here, which is when I obviously picked up Mario 3D World, which is easily my number one Mario game ever.
Yep.
And I will say that really did just hook me back in a way that I was just completely, like, I was blindsided by it. I couldn't wait to finish work to get home and just sit and play Mario.
That's such a great feat.
It was the first game in years. Do you know what I mean? Because it hadn't been on my radar at all.
Yeah.
And to just have that kind of positive enjoyment in my life again was probably part of the reason why one of the reasons why I hold Mario 3D World in such high regard. I mean, some of it is an emotional connection, but mainly it's because it's the best Mario game ever, in my opinion. So yeah, I fell out of love with gaming. The Wii U and more importantly, Mario 3D World relit my fire. Not because I need your love. So yeah, it's a great question, David, because and it's a get to know us pod, right? So yeah, that was really a huge part of how I kind of got that connection going again and never look back. The Wii U is criminally underrated.
It's criminally underrated.
Yeah, I mean, the console idea itself, obviously, we speak about walk-in so something could run. Like the Wii U did absolutely walk, so the Switch could run. Yeah. But there's a reason why there were so many great games that relaunched on Switch, and that's because the sales on the Wii U obviously were so poor.
But the games were great.
I think the Wii U is probably of all Nintendo consoles is the console with the best run of video games. Like I actually think you'd be hard pushed to find. I mean maybe that's divisive, but that's my take for sure. There's a reason why those games relaunched on Switch, and I bought them again on Switch.
Yep.
So yeah, that's my answer. How about you?
Nintendo just bring the joy.
Yes, they
Just bring the joy.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
I think it was one of the things that we said about Astrobot as well. Like, you know a game is great. A game like that is great when you're talking about it in the same kind of unabashed, unbridled, positive, joyful way that you would a Mario game.
Yeah, for sure.
And Astrobot absolutely captured that as well. I think for me, so towards the end of my time working for What UK Deals, the team was very small. We were into a reviewing cycle, and when back then, a bunch of game websites were dying. Like Games Media was dying because the ad revenue wasn't coming in. You were having to compete massively across the board. Like big sites were going under, One-Up, Joystick, and it was getting harder and harder and harder. And for a small website that didn't necessarily get the lead times on reviews as others did, you were crunching and crunching and crunching to try and get reviews out to be relevant, right? And that's no way to play video games.
No.
It just became soul crushing. And I remember playing Assassin's Creed Unity, and I gave that game a 5. I think, it was memeified, just how unfinished it was, the face skull glitch thing.
Yeah.
But like, I was having a miserable time with it. It was a miserable year for me. I got let go at the end of that year. It was, I was just done. I was just done with video games because I'd been playing them to death. Fell into a bad place. Lost the job. It was pretty grim. I didn't want to touch a video game for 6 months. And then The Witcher 3 came along.
Boom.
And I'd been at Gamescom the year before, I think, to see a preview of it.
Okay.
And I was like, this looks great. But I was like, I've got to go back. I read a few bits and bobs, and I was just like, okay, I don't really need to play The Witcher 1 because a bit ropey, but I'll play Witcher 2 Enhanced Edition, which just blew my mind. It was incredible. And then as soon as Witcher 3 released, I jumped into that, and it was just like, I've described open world RPGs, like good ones, as sinking into a delightful bubble bath, and it was just like full immersion, and same sort of thing. I couldn't wait to sort of finish work so I could, because I did eventually get another job, so I could play this, and it was. Yeah, it really rekindled a love of video games and a love of big video games and wanting to spend lots of time playing games. And what a game!
I love how we both trauma dumped there. It's like listen, you wanted to get to know us. This is us, the ugly truth. It's like we really brought it back at the end there. And then we all lived happily ever after. Yeah.
Games are wonderful, but like
games are class. Video games are class.
Games are class, and I think I'd love to. I did a post last year, I think, on TikTok and possibly Instagram as well, around a few weeks back for Mental Health Day, and asked you guys what were the video games that, I don't want to say saved you, but like what were the video games that you find solace in? And I've done a recent post around comfort games. But what were the games that, to answer David's question, pulled you guys back in? We'd love to know the answer to that.
Yeah, for sure. Drop some comments.
If you're happy to share.
Yeah.
3 more questions. So a fairly quick one.
Okay.
It's coming from Dan Percy. Shout out, Dan. And we've answered this the other way, I think. And he's asked, what's your views on successful gaming franchises being turned into movies/TV series? And what's your favourite, if any? Mine's the Resident Evil movies. They don't follow the game, but they're great movies. I will die on this hill. And I think we've talked about movies, movies into games. But what about games into movies? I know previously we've touched on Tomb Raider, but like,
I'm always happy to see it. But I believe it falls heavily under the saying it's the hope that kills you, right? Because I mean, there's been some great examples in recent time. I know it's obviously like game to TV series, but the first season of The Last of Us was, in my opinion, superb. The second season was utterly painful. Tomb Raider, we've mentioned. Both Angelina Jolie movies I thought were just great fun.
They're so watchable.
The first one and Cradle of Life. Cradle of Life was, just brilliant. Very, very watchable. And I actually saw the Alicia Vikander, the first one, the other night. It was on ITV. Actually, was it the night before last, after the event, or before the event. So yeah, that was on ITV, and I didn't know Dominic West was in it. I was like, this is awesome. Okay, this is sick. I'm in. So there's been some great examples, and I'm always happy to see it. But then, of course, you have the recent Borderlands movie, World of Warcraft. What else did we talk about? I've not seen it, but I have heard nothing but truly awful things, not just from you, from other people, about the Halo TV show. So yeah, when done right. The Mario movie. I loved the Mario movie. I thought like there was so much fan service in there, which just
it was brilliant.
Feel great. And of course, the whole like Rainbow Road feature with with Galaxy coming, the movie. I can't wait. So there's wonderful examples. But I mean, there's some notable like real like stinkers as well.
Just real bad stuff.
Prince of Persia.
Prince of Persia was bad.
Yeah, I think I'd even blocked
Anything
that out.
Anything by Uwe Boll was bad.
So, you love to see it, but I sadly, it does feel like there's a lot more bad than there is good. Yeah. And I think it's the hope that kills you.
It is the hope that kills you. I will say I've got a real soft spot for Mortal Kombat. The 90s cheese of the original.
Okay.
Armageddon is, Annihilation, is rubbish, but I love it. I just do because I love that IP and I love how ridiculous it is, and that film is ridiculous, and and the modern film is kind of kick-ass. I'm very excited for the sequel, but Mortal Kombat's definitely up there for me. The original Street Fighter is a film that exists.
You can say that about it. Okay, that's nice. I've not seen it, but I mean that's not a particularly
Van
great
Damme,
review.
Kylie Minogue.
Kylie Minogue.
It's not good, but it is. I will watch it if it comes on and I'm just scrolling through on a Sunday afternoon. I will watch it.
I have no idea.
But yeah, I think sometimes they get misunderstood. Like it's difficult to translate between mediums. Adaptations often don't work, and people misunderstand what makes a game great and what makes a story great. Sometimes
kind of hyped.
Fail to translate that.
Sorry to interrupt you. I'm kind of hyped for the new Resi movie with Zach Kreger, isn't it? Who did Weapons?
Yeah.
Which I just thought was mint. I love Weapons, and did he do Barbarian as well?
I don't know.
Have you seen Barbarian?
No.
That's worth your time. Like great movie. But Weapons was just fantastic. I thought I absolutely loved it, and I've got some hope for that.
Nice.
I you know how much I love Resi, so it's the hope that kills you. We'll see, but keeping everything crossed, man. We need to be back.
Well, let's put ourselves in the director's chair.
Okay.
For a couple of questions to finish out with. So this comes in from Paddy McMillan, who's asked a question individually of the both of us, who says, Jack, you have God of War as a 10 games to get to know me. Who would you want to see play Kratos in the upcoming Amazon series? And then he's got a similar question for me. So before we get to that one, who would you like to see as Kratos?
I mean, it's one of those popular, it's often discussed, isn't it, about Christopher Judge and but for me, I think Tom Hardy would be it. Tom Hardy is done, he's proven in bold roles, and Kratos is a bold role.
And we know he can bulk up as well, because Bronson...
Absolutely.
Jesus.
But I will say that even Bane, his role as Bane, obviously Bane doesn't say an awful lot. It's not, and let's be honest, what Kratos does say is often very minimal. It's
boy.
and just no. or like, you know, so, but I do think that like Tom Hardy has really like proven himself in some bold roles. And,
I love that we'd get some form of new Tom Hardy voice as well. Like
absolutely,
it's always wonderful to just sort of guess what it's going to be.
For sure. I mean, Alfie Solomon's in Peaky Blinders, like he's got a really cool range.
He's got wonderful range.
Yeah. So I personally I would love to see Tom Hardy, or how that would work.
I think that's a top shout. I think that's a really good shout. I think, yeah, it's difficult to get away from Christopher Judge for me because the voice is so iconic.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'd love to see Tom Hardy's take on it. I think that
would be it.
So Paddy has asked of me if Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic was a film or TV show, who would you want to see it cast? Who want to see as cast members? And actually, Tom Hardy's on this list as well, because the villain in Knights of the Old Republic, I mean, actually is bald and sort of has tattoos, and he might have a beard. We don't see because he's got one of those. He's got a Sith mask on.
Okay.
But I put Tom Hardy as Malak potentially. I've also put Mark Strong.
Shout.
Who is just often overlooked and underrated for the...
Done some really good roles over the years.
He's done some phenomenal roles. I think Mark Strong would be a strong shout.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
Bastila, I think you need grace and authority and power. And I think Emily Blunt, Rachel Weisz... But actually, my pick for this would be Kate Beckinsale. I think she would do a phenomenal job. She also kind of looks and sounds a little bit like Bastila, which helps. Carth is a kind of like Han Solo-esque character.
Okay.
And for that reason, I'd just give Oscar Isaac another chance.
Oh, man.
Because he's phenomenal. It's not his fault that he had to utter the line, somehow Palpatine returned. So that's not his fault.
No, it's not.
And he did the best he could with some quite awful treatment in the Star Wars sequels. So Oscar Isaac or Chris Pine, actually.
I really like Oscar Isaac. I think he's a phenomenal actor.
He's fantastic. I need to watch the new Frankenstein film.
Looked amazing.
It looks amazing. I'm really sad it got a very, very limited cinema run because like Guillermo del Toro needs to be seen on the big screen.
Did you see there's numerous things with him in which did you ever see Show Me a Hero limited series?
Was that him and what's her
with
name?
Winona Ryder and he played Nick Wasisco and he was like a local politician. Dude, that hit me hard. That was a very upsetting limited series.
He's so good.
He was incredible. Scenes from a Marriage,
phenomenal.
Jessica Chastain.
That's what I was thinking.
The chemistry between the two of them, insane. Like again, I thought the way that they break the fourth wall in that at the very start of each episode, almost when it's like building up for the scene, genius,
absolutely fantastic.
But yeah, Oscar Isaac fan club over here. So anything with Oscar Isaac, I'm in.
And then for HK47, wisecracking, darkly comic assassination droid, either Mark Hamill, who would do a phenomenal voiceover job, or perhaps even better, and that's a high bar, Matt Berry. Phenomenal. I mean, I just want to hear Matt Berry say "meat bag." I think it'd be so good.
Given how good Lego Batman looks,
absolute fire.
I'd be down. I'd be so down.
I would love to see it.
Genius.
So yeah, no, thank you, Paddy, for those questions.
Thank you, Paddy.
And then last question comes in from Sean Mobsby. Shout out Sean. It's our point of contact over at PlayOn. Who's asked a really interesting question here.
It's a great question.
You've been put in charge of choosing the cast for a new fighting game featuring characters from different games. Which 10 characters are you picking? Only rules are that they can't be from a fighting game franchise, nor can you pick 2 characters from the same franchise. So we both come up with 5.
Okay.
So we'll just pass the invisible talking stick.
My 5, your 5. What are we doing?
Like you do one, I'll do one. You do one.
Okay.
Let's have a bit of pong.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay. First up for the roster, Carl Kestis.
Love that.
For me, Fallen Order and Survivor are 2 of my favorite games of the last 10 years, man. Like thoroughly enjoyed them. And Carl's a boss. Like I never thought I'd be just look at this weird ginger lonely Jedi. It's I kind of relate, you know. Only I'm not a Jedi.
Yet.
But yeah, yet.
yet.
Oh, impressive! Most impressive.
Impressive. Most
but
impressive.
yeah, I think Cal Kestis is a really interesting character, and I think the story. Obviously, we talk about story and development of character and how that's done across Fallen Order and Survivor is fantastic. So yeah, first on my roster is Cal Kestis.
I think as well, like, because you sent me your list, and then just to make sure that we didn't have the same ones.
Yeah, of course.
So I've gone Star Wars as well.
Okay.
Be either Starkiller from Force Unleashed or Revan from Knights of the Old Republic. Probably Starkiller, actually. He's a bit more of a defined character.
Okay.
But yeah, the way force powers could work in a fighting game.
Unreal.
But I think I actually prefer Cal Kestis as a shout, because you could involve BD.
Oh man,
And it'd be awesome.
what a little dude!
Force powers and a little droid.
What a little dude!
Like you could dispatch to sort of like just cause mayhem, sort of thing. It'd be very, 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 very cool.
Speaking again of the emotional connection, like you love that little thing, man. Like he's just amazing.
The way they work with droids.
Yeah,
Droids are... Go ahead.
Yeah. Speaking of droids, my next one up is actually Astrobot.
I love that.
Because I can't ignore how that game made me feel.
Yeah.
As you mentioned earlier, it rivaled like Mario in like every way. Like it was just that level of game.
Yeah.
And I was like, when I got the platinum, it was like an amazing feeling, and also kind of, I was just really kind of sad that it was over eventually. But yeah, a remarkable game with so many fun ideas, and of course, like getting to save the bots, the Nathan Drake section, the Horizon section with Aloy, like just amazing. Just
could he be sort of like a Kirby-esque character
Well, that's how it feels, right?
who can take on like different attributes and become different versions?
That's kind of how it feels, which I think is maybe why I've gone for him. It is very Kirby-esque, even though he doesn't have the "I'm just going to inhale you and I will become you," which is an unbelievable superpower, might I add. But yeah, for me, I think just a fun-loving time, and that guy's got abilities, man. He may look all small and cute, but we've seen what he can do. Like there's game in there.
I like
that. Next on my roster is Astrobot for sure.
I've gone very sort of. I turn into a Wurzel. Wow. I've gone very sort of Route 1 here with like big beefy slab of beef.
Big beefy slab of beef.
Big beefy slab of beef. Doomslayer.
Nice. Yeah, I mean,
just get that shotgun into a fighting game. I think that'd be awesome.
It's over, isn't it?
BFG. Like, what does that look like in a fighting game? It's just awesome.
It's over for everyone.
Honorable mention. I flirted with Duke Nukem here, but
okay.
But I think Doomslayer would be freaking
that,
awesome.
Like, yeah, it edges that battle.
Yeah, just get some chunky kibbles in there. Be wicked. So yeah, Doomslayer for me.
Nice. Next up for me, Buzz Lightyear.
Buzz,
purely,
Lightyear to the rescue.
Purely because I would love the game to just include the part where he loses his head. He's like, "Don't you get it? I am Mrs. Nesbit." Just kills me every single time. Gone. Woo. Bye. Yeah, but like Buzz Lightyear, Star Command. Come in, Star Command.
I love that. So you've got a moveset as Buzz Lightyear, and you've got a completely different moveset as Ms. Nesbit.
Mrs. Nesbit, where he just goes mad. Like, but yeah, like I think because I replayed Toy Story 2 quite recently as well on the PlayStation Classics, which is, by the way, a criminally underrated game.
Mm-hmm.
Love that, and it don't get me wrong, it's hard. Like the way the controls are, and like, you know, even the level in the garden where you got to climb the tree, one missed time and it's over. Yeah, like it's way harder than it should be. But yeah, I think there's multiple layers to my Buzz Lightyear inclusion there.
Yep.
But I love Buzz, man. I love how deluded Buzz was, and just his utter refusal to believe that he was not a space ranger. That he wasn't real. You are a toy. You are a child's plaything.
I just love the duality, yeah.
Oh, man.
Buzz Lightyear and Mrs. Nesbit in one character.
There's layers.
Wonderful.
There's layers to this game. The Mystic Portal awaits. Oh, that's the little alien. Yeah.
So in terms of duality as well, I've gone for a kind of a potential dual character. I've gone for Optimus Prime.
Wow. You're going to give the rest of us a chance? Or?
Well, I mean, you've got. I mean, he's Optimus Prime. Actually, I don't know that I necessarily need to explain this one. He's Optimus Prime.
No, there it is.
Yeah.
Next. Yeah, everybody else is dead.
But I just kind of like to see like what would he do in his vehicle form? It'd be fun to be fair, it's probably easier to do with a Decepticon. And Megatron, actually Megatron just turned into a massive gun. So yeah, it's probably, Megatron probably makes more sense. But I'd like to see what Prime's moveset would be in his lorry form.
Yeah.
Like, did you just sweep the leg with the articulated truck?
Unreal. Yeah. I mean, there's wisdom to Prime, and there's this this overall, like the way he carries himself.
Yeah, and also if you're doing sort of like tag battles, whenever he comes in, like they'd have to license What I've Done by Linkin Park. Obviously, it just plays.
The two go together, right? Yeah.
Maybe his like finisher could just be like everything just goes to black and it's directed by Michael Bay.
I mean,
and you win.
Yeah, it's used so much on social right now, right?
Yeah.
It's like genius. Love that.
Optimus Prime.
So next up for me, I toyed with James Sunderland having played Silent Hill 2 recently. But as soon as I put Carl Kestis in there, it kind of just didn't really make a great deal of sense. That's a spider coming down from the ceiling. Wow. Spider-Man is not in my roster.
Retreat.
Go.
Retreat.
Leave.
Retreat, Shelob.
I don't like spiders.
No, me neither. That's
not a fan. I'd like you to leave now.
Focus. The quicker we wrap this up, the quicker we can escape.
Okay. I don't like this. This pressure. Okay.
A sense of panic.
Pyramid Head. I will say, look, let's be honest. He's pretty useless, right? He's slow. He's slow and he just kind of swings swings the giant thing and causes all sorts of problems for you, but you can easily dodge him and then eventually you don't kill him, you just kind of move on to the next section of your own madness. Yeah. But I mean, sorry, I'm quite distracted by this thing.
He's retreating.
Get away. He's got a pyramid on his head.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I think people who didn't know, if you're in a battle and don't know him, if he's coming towards you, you're not fussed on encountering him. Like he's not a particularly welcoming person. No. So yeah, I think Pyramid Head just for his look, and there's like the long apron and it's just horrible.
He's a grotty fellow with lots of points.
He is that, lots of points. I like that.
Yeah, which could be deployed to great effect in a fighting game.
Absolutely. And yet all he does is just kind of moodily stomp around. Yeah. But yeah, do you know what? I'm going to check him in because he's because he's recency bias.
He'd be a heavy hitter like an Astaroth or a Nightmare in Soul Calibur. Something like that.
Sure.
It'd be good.
So congratulations, Pyramid Head. You're in.
I don't know I can't remember if they've appeared in any fighting games. I don't think so. But Banjo-Kazooie.
Didn't they get added to Smash Brothers? I think.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it was DLC, I think, and it was, and there was a whole video around like people's reaction, in a giant room of the Banjo and Banjo-Kazooie finally come into Smash.
Oh man, that sucks. Okay,
access denied.
Steve from
Minecraft.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's been in a fighting game or not, so let's
roll with it.
Yeah.
Steve, because I think his block-based powers would be really interesting.
Yeah.
He could build. He knows how to use weapons.
Yep.
So he'd be great in Soul Calibur.
Yep.
And yeah, I just think he'd have a really interesting moveset that could utilize the environment. He'd probably have his own stage. Would he have home advantage? Could he deconstruct things and then reconstruct? It'd be really interesting.
It's actually a great shout.
Yeah.
Yeah. Respect. At short notice too. After Banjo-Kazooie
he was always going to be a bit of an honourable mention of my last one, but my last one I think stands. I don't think my last one has been. You'll tell me it's been Super Smash Bros. Probably, but we'll see when we get there.
The spider's coming back.
It's just chilling.
I don't like.
We've got one more. We can do this.
Don't like him.
We've got one more. We can do this.
Please.
Focus.
Okay.
Focus, Jack.
Okay.
Bring it home.
So yeah, my final one is he's really low. My final one is Parappa the Rapper. Why? Just because he brings the vibes. Like there's no other. Like he'd probably be absolutely useless in a fight. But like Parappa the Rapper's going into my 5. Go away. He's not very big, I understand, right? I just don't like them.
You probably can't even see him on the screen.
You probably can't, but I promise you he's there. It's just,
Parappa the Rapper's a great show.
Parappa the Rapper, man, for the vibes.
Was Parappa the Rapper in PlayStation All-Stars?
Don't say things like this.
We're going to ignore it.
Yeah.
My last one is a worm.
Is it Earthworm Jim?
No, it's just a worm from Worms.
Oh, okay. Oh, amazing.
Because I think gadget-wise, the only character who could possibly surpass a worm, and if I don't even think he could, would have been James Bond. But I mean, the worm has at their disposal a ridiculous array of weaponry. just get the holy hand grenade, get the concrete donkey, and get ninja rope.
Such an arsenal.
It'd be wonderful. Be absolutely wonderful. So yeah, the worm rounds out my roster.
It's a strong fight.
Having had to substitute in Steve at the last minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minecraft Steve. And the worm.
and the worm.
The worm.
So yeah. There you go, Sean. 10 non-fighting game characters for a fighting game. Come up with a name for that collectors.
Yeah.
Let us know what you would call that absolute omni shambles of a roster.
It is indeed. It's questionable.
But yeah, we're gonna go escape this room now.
I don't like this.
And run away from our eight-legged friend. But thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much to everyone that sent questions in.
We're in the same room.
And for all of your physical gaming goodness,
I get to do it this time.
You get
no way. Yes. Check out the game collection. Thank you guys.
See you next time, folks.
Catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.